Olive. Now I'm a massive introvert and can be painfully socially awkward at times, and yet I seem to be able to create these kind of YouTube videos of me talking to the camera, although more often than not the camera's sat on my head. So how, as a very introverted person, do I actually or did I actually come to be creating YouTube videos? It's very strange. This is much more like it. Camera on my head so you don't have to look at me, and I don't have to look at you looking at me. So yeah, when I was at school I was the shy kid who used to be at the back of the room, keeping myself to myself, not talking to anybody. In fact, I used to go fox watching at night because I preferred the company of foxes to the company of my peers at school. So it seems odd that now I quite happily create videos like this, although I did wait to shoot that little bit of me facing the camera. I had to wait for people to disappear so I could do it all on my own. But back in school I actually got stomach ulcers whilst I was doing my GCSEs because I was very stressed, and it was I think it was peptic ulcer, I can't remember, one relating to acid, and that was stress related because I was such a kind of a introverted, shy, worried, stressed Eric kind of character. And it's taken me a long time to gain the kind of the confidence and the ability to do what I'm doing now, which is speak on the camera. But as you can see, I still like not to be on camera, just speaking in the background. And oddly enough, I also do writing, so I write books. And you would think that as an introvert, the number one activity I would like to do if I can earn enough money doing it would be sitting in a library or something, or in a room, in a house, writing. Don't have to talk to anybody. I can escape into my head, and that would suit my shy nature perfectly. But no, I spend a lot more time doing videos like this on my YouTube channel, Cornish Van Dweller, and my other one, Steve Jones Wild Writer. I quite often do videos of me facing the camera, which is all very weird. But put me in a room of strangers and I'll be very awkward, and I'll find it very difficult to hold a conversation with people. And I get very exhausted quite quickly if I'm in a kind of a social situation or in a party. It's just not my scene really. And yet I can still create YouTube videos. So I think YouTube is a really good platform for introverts, because you can do videos like this where the camera is literally mounted on your head and you're talking, and you don't have to actually be on camera. I do both. I'm more often than not like this, where I'm not on camera, but I'm also quite often on camera as well, so you can see me chatting away. And I just look back and I think that's all a bit weird given where I've come from. I think what changed was when I went to university. So I did that very late. So I failed all my GCSEs, or my secondary school level qualifications, because I was washing foxes at night and knackered during the day, and also because I had stomach ulcers and missed a lot of schooling and I was very stressed. So I didn't do A-levels, but I did go back to university when I was about 27, I think it was, to do a master's. Well, do a postgraduate diploma in ecology first, then a master's in ecology. And at that stage, in the first couple of years, I did them all part-time, and I was working part-time as well. But the first couple of years, whilst I was doing the diploma, I was pretty lonely because I was very socially awkward. But then when I got into the master's course, I changed tact a little bit, and there was kind of an introductory session for the new cohort on the master's course, so the new group of students. There's about 14 of us, I think. And during that introductory session, it's kind of an hour or two of the course director introducing everybody to each other, I kind of put my hand up and said, and if anyone wants to come to the pub or come to the bar on campus, a couple of us are going there now. I didn't know of a couple of people that were going there, but I was going there. And I took myself right out of my comfort zone, and about 8 of those people came to the bar. And there was immediately a social group had formed of that, a core of that masters group, and others joined us, and it was a lot of new people not knowing anybody, and they were all in the bar. And I think that, from then onwards I was known as the kind of the social organizer in the group, which was totally not my style at all, but it turned out, and that broke down the barriers that I felt inside my social awkwardness, and I began to become much more able to kind of mingle with fellow students. So that's what really changed me, I think. And since then, I've become a lot more bold and a lot more confident. And now I live in a car. That kind of suits me in one way because I'm in my own space. I don't have housemates or anything. So I kind of resolve that social awkwardness side of things. But living from a car does actually expose you to people a lot more than living in a house. You tend to spend a lot of time in a house, whereas if you live from a car, you only sleep in it at night and then make a cup of coffee in the morning, and then you're out and about, outside. And so during the day, I'm mostly not in the car. But if I had a house, I'd probably be mostly in the house, hiding. So the car kind of forces me to be more sociable. And I know tons and tons of people here in Ventnor on the Isle of Wight, which is quite interesting. And COVID, I think, really changed things as well for me, especially within this community on the Isle of Wight. I mean, it's my hometown. But during COVID, there was a real talking point, and I was out living in the Berlingo at the time. It was 2020, I think, was the big lockdown. And the weather down here was beautiful. It was a lockdown over the summer, if I remember rightly, and the weather was stunning. And a few people would come out, and it would be a talking point, so I'd get chatting to people. I was living in my van. I was parked down here throughout the lockdown, because I didn't live in a house. And the police accepted that I wasn't travelling around, I was just in a vehicle living. Couldn't do anything about that, because it's perfectly legal. But yeah, I just got to know a lot more people during COVID, oddly enough, during the lockdown. And that, again, built up my confidence. I'm going to walk back this way. And yeah, I just find that YouTube is a really good platform as an introvert, if you don't mind putting yourself out there. And I've got 2 channels. This one, Cornish Van Dweller, which is a vlogging channel, tracks my life as a person living in a car. I've got Steve Jones Wild Writer, which is kind of an advocacy type channel, where I advocate around wildlife conservation, which is my passion. So I can create videos on there just promoting ideas which then appear in my books. So I write books as well. And YouTube just comes, it doesn't come naturally, so I don't mean I do it very well, I just mean it comes easily is probably the right way of putting it. I don't put much effort into my editing of YouTube videos. I don't do any scripting. None of it is kind of contrived, it's all just me chatting. So for this particular video I had no idea what I was really going to say. I just thought, I'll do something about the fact that I'm an introvert. And here we are. Anyway, yeah, tell me if you're introverted and you're shy about starting on YouTube, comment in the comments section, and maybe I'll be able to kind of bolster your confidence and encourage you to go for it, because that's what I did. I'm going to leave you now at this lovely view through the sycamore trees of Ventnor Bay, and we'll give Olive the dog a walk, I think. I gave her a walk earlier, and I'll add that walk video onto the end of this one. Olive, Olive, hello, hello. Ah. No, you're not going round the back. Come on. What are they? What are these? You've got ears. You've got ears. How silly. Silly. Come here. Go for walkies. Right, did your owner leave you any treats? That's the question. Got some poo bags. Yeah, you're not steering the car. What are you doing down there? Don't stand on the accelerator and the clutch. Right, looks like you've got some treats. Couple of poo bags, some treats. Not sure you've been a good girl yet, have you? No more treats yet. Go for walkies first. Get off. Right. Come here. Good girl. Come on. Olive, what's this? What's this? Go on. What's this? What's this? Olive! Olive! Come here! Well, she's full of energy, isn't she? Bless her. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. What's this? Olive, what's this? Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Yes, a good girl. Good. Olive! Olive! What's this? What's this? What's this? Ah. Olive. What's this? Give it here, give it here. Good girl, Olive. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. What's this? It's a little treat. What's this? What's this? Ah, got ya. Got ya. Where's... There it is. Right, she's only a puppy, so she does pull a lot on the lead. Get on you. Come on, Olive. Ooh. Let's go up into a loop. Let's go into a loop. Yeah, so this pulling needs to be trained out of her, I think. Go on you, not on the beach. Come on, go back on the beach in a minute, or soon. Come on. Oh, the time is 14 minutes past 8. Besties reopens today, I believe. Do you hear that, Olive? So Olive will be coming with me into Besties. Come on, you. Slow down. Come on, you. Wants to run with the jogger. I don't know you well enough to let you off the lead yet. It's only our third walk, isn't it? Calm down, Olive. Oh, that's good timing. Right near a dog poopy bin. You're crazy, doggy. Need to get a harness, I think. They need to get a harness so it's not pulling on her neck. Well, she's not pulling on her neck. Heel. This way. What was that? What was that, Olive? Oh dear, yeah, she's going to need to be trained. Isn't you, Olive? Not something I can take the lead on, given I only ever take the lead on. Oh, I only have her for a little bit now and then. It's really mild again. I gather it's going to turn chilly next week. Dry and chilly is what I want. I didn't have the sleeping bag last night, so it's quite chilly. Sleeping bag's in the wash, so it was chillier than I thought it would be in the car, which is a bit disappointing. I'm going to go back to the car, get the gear I need for Besties, who opens at 9, then have a walk along towards Wheeler's Bay with this little firecracker. Hill. Hill. Calm down. Come on, you. Come on. Olive, come on. Good girl. Yes, buddy, you definitely are going to need to stop pulling. Don't really want to drag her back when she's pulling. I'll do that if she's got a harness on, but not when she's got the lead around her neck. Then again, she's kind of garrotting herself anyway. You are so silly. Go on then. She's crazy. I'm going to say hello. Come on, you. This way. What I need to try and do is exhaust her, but I don't think that's going to happen. Although she's slowing down a bit. Not pulling quite as much. Famous last words. Spoke too soon. Yeah, we're not going down there. Come on. This way. Come on, we're not going to the beach. We're going this way. This way. Hi, morning. Who's that? Come on, Olive, come on. Come on. Let's have a look at the winter garden, shall we, Olive? I think energy-wise, this little dog is indestructible. I honestly don't think she'll ever run out of energy, whatever you do. Whereas me, I think if she wasn't pulling, she'd be fine. Hill. 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 Like I said, I don't really want to do that when she's on this lead, because it chokes her. Calm down, Olive. Slow. Not long now until Besties is open. Oh, just realised I've left me a cash card in the car. I do actually have cash on me, so we're fine. Actually, how much do I have on me? Olive, slow down. Slow down. I've only got a £5 on me, Olive. As I'm only going to have one coffee, I believe. Actually, I might have a tea and a coffee, so... Oh, I've not got quite enough. Oh, well, calm down then, dog. Stop it. Calm down. Couple of surfers out there offshore. What a lovely evening. Oh, I've got to go into town. Get some supplies from Co-op. Then come back down and do some cooking. So there's definitely an issue with the air fryer and the Bluetti in terms of having enough means to actually charge up the old Bluetti. Don't think it'll be a problem, but as it is, because I only have a 100 watt solar panel and a little 60 watt solar panel, I don't have enough coming from those to keep up with using the air fryer. I think what I'm going to do is, only for now at least, is only use the air fryer once per day in the evening, and trickle charge it through the day when it's sunny. It was sunny all day today, but I only remembered to put the solar panel up at well, early afternoon, so it only got a couple of hours, and it was only putting in, with the 100 watt solar panel, it was only putting in 7, 8, 9 watts. But it was a bit hazy, the sunshine, so that's clearly not going to get me very far. The car engine itself gives, I think it's 92 watts. It sticks at 92 watts and doesn't change. So that's how much it puts into the Bluetti. Obviously I can just go to the wall socket and plug it in, so that's fine. But I'm more thinking in the medium term, when that option vanishes, how am I going to keep the thing charged up? So I'm going to have to invest in at least 200 watts of solar panels permanently on the top of the car, and ideally 300 or 400 watts if I can fit them on there. That at least mean, if they're permanently fitted, I can have the Bluetti being trickle charged kind of constantly, which would be great. Nice little Berlingo down there, owned by a friend. I do miss me Berlingo. I also miss summer. Where is summer? So people have suggested getting a Charger 1, which is about £200, but it's another Bluetti device, which basically dramatically speeds up the rate of charging. I don't know how it does it, but it connects directly to the engine of the car, I think. Well, clamps onto where the car battery is, and I don't know, does it bypass the battery or something? I don't know, but it puts 3 or 4 times as much charge into the vehicle, into the Bluetti. It's only a small box by the looks of it. There's a Charger 2 as well, but that's really expensive. Charger 1 is still a couple of £100, I think. So I need to look on YouTube to see how those things are fitted, and if it does seem feasible on my little Citroen C1, I don't know if it will be, then I'll probably go for that. All of this of course is for the short term. Once I get a van, we're in a different situation, because I could put a lot more solar panels on, you know, at least 400 watts, maybe 500 or 600 watts on a van, so that'd be good. And then of course it'll be summer, not long now. We have actually got some clearer, colder weather coming. I think, what day is it today? Thursday, so I think Saturday or Sunday. Looks only short interlude of northerlies, but I'm looking forward to that, because it's much better having cold but dry weather than mild but wet weather when you're living in a car in winter. Alright, we're coming into town now, so I'm going to turn you off in a second. Right. Not much of a dusk chorus. You obviously often get the birds singing to a lesser extent at the end of the day as well as at the beginning. I might try and park up along Undercliff Drive tonight. Not entirely sure. If I do, then we'll get a nice dawn chorus tomorrow morning, which will be good. Another road closure. Now these traffic lights have been put here purely so these people from this private area can resurface the front of their hideous monstrosity. And they've left the traffic lights up. I'm not entirely convinced they need them. The footpath's still open. The cones don't need to be there. Traffic lights don't need to be there. And it looks like they may have closed it up for the weekend now. It's Thursday. Be interesting to see if they are still working tomorrow, Friday. I am actually eating a pasty as I walk along here, so I apologise if you can hear me chewing. Hopefully you can't hear it too much. Oh yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, you're right. Chilly now.
Fun?
Chilly.
Yes, it is. Have you been down there for the storms?
A little bit, yeah. I missed most of it.
All the pebbles have it. Your car
Yeah.
must be noisy as anything.
Yeah, I wasn't parked there for the storms, but
Oh, right.
I came down. Well, I was around anyway. Yeah.
Oh, mate, I better get him home.
Yeah. See you later. Island Roads are constantly forgetting to empty this bin. It's left for days on end. And they've forgotten it again. So today it's not been emptied. Be interesting to see if tomorrow's it's emptied. So they claim they empty all the bins every other day, which is a lie. It's not true, Island Roads. They're basically scammers taking money out of the taxpayer and not doing the job they're contracted to do. So they normally leave about 10% of the bins unemptied on every round they do, as far as I can tell. And then you end up with bins that are overflowing and loads of rubbish strewn everywhere. Hey, can't really beat that view, can you? Should really get the drone out, but it's probably a little bit too breezy for it, if I'm honest. I would like to though. Right, I'm going to go to the loo. People frequently ask me how I go to the loo, so I have to frequently answer the question in these videos. I go to a lavatory, I dump my load, and then I walk back to the car. What more can I say? I'll not do a demonstration other than walking along here towards the toilet. See you on Boxing Day. Might need updating. See you Easter, I think. Well, it's bank holiday, is it, coming up? Never quite sure. I think it is. Yeah. So it won't be long until it all starts up again. The chaos, the stresses, the tensions of a small local community in summer. Gotta love it. Gosh, you're going to run up Alma Road. What a nutter. Admirably crazy. So Golden Sands is being transformed from a really nice chippy and beach cafe, being transformed into a posh bar and maybe a brekkie kind of, not really a restaurant because it's too small, but yeah, I don't know what you would call it, really a bar that does food, I suppose. Right, I'm going to leave you out here whilst I go to the loo. So here we go. Right, oh. Yeah. Right, I'm going to head back to Flea. I've got to make a phone call at 6 and I don't know what the time is, so I better get back there quickly because I left my phone in there. And then once I made the phone call, I'm going to cook some food in the air fryer, so I am going to use it this evening. I think I got about 50% charge in the Bluetti, so it'd be interesting to see how low I get. And then what I'm going to have to do is drive to more distant parts this evening, probably along the military road somewhere, and sleep along there. And then I've got to fuel up Flea tomorrow morning, so I should get some miles done and charge up the battery pretty well. Doesn't that look lovely? Just going to leave you with a view looking from Blake's Tea Hut west towards the horizon, or towards the west anyway. Hopefully you can see that, it looks rather lovely. Hello there. So it's a bit later now, funnily enough, and I'm going to do another test of this Bluetti and the air fryer. So what am I going to attempt to cook? Actually, let's see how much charge we got. 45% charge in the Bluetti, and that, it estimates that gives us 8.1 hours of use. It won't be anywhere near that. So I'm going to try these breaded chicken coujons. Is that how you pronounce it? Which weren't actually discounted. So I've actually gone and splashed out on something. So, how long do I reckon I need to... I'm going to have these with beans, basically. So, test. I'm going to be testing how much of the charge this will take out of the Bluetti. And I'm also going to test the oil. So, I've got this stuff. Fry light, spray on oil. And I'm only going to spray it on 50% of the coujons. Coujons? Is that how you pronounce them? I'm not going to cook them all this evening because I'm not that hungry, to be honest. I am hungry, but not that hungry. So how many shall I do? Let's have a look. There's 1, 2... Okay, so I'm going to do 3. That isn't that many, but that will fill me up for now. Then I'm going to leave 3 probably to have tomorrow. It's going to be chilly overnight, so they'll stay chilled at least. But I'm going to spray oil on 2 of them. So some people have said don't bother using oil, others have said use oil. So let's see if this makes... Take the lid off the oil. Sorry, you can't see what I'm doing, can you? Let me put you down. There's a little tray, so I've got the 3 coujon thingies in there. So I'm going to spray this on both sides of 2 of these, only 2. I'll leave the last one to see what happens if I don't bother putting this stuff on. I think it's supposed to crisp it up, make them crisp easier. So, and I've not got the silicone thing here either, so I'm just going to... Don't know how much it's supposed to put on, but that'll do. Put it, yeah. So, In she goes, in goes the tray. Can you see that? And let's switch over to the phone. Right, what's that? 7 minutes later, let's open up the tray because I need to turn them around. I like this kasuri because you can literally just open up the tray mid-cooking and it'll just remember where it's at and carry on once you close it again. So, put you over there. They're certainly crisping up. Put you... Right, remember... So this is the one that hasn't had any oil on it on this end. So remember that, people. Got a little while to go. Let me remind myself what it said on the tray about how long to cook these for. It's not the full 18 minutes of raw chicken, as far as I can remember. It is 10 minutes. From chilled, yeah, 10 minutes. So we've got about 4 or 5 minutes to go. Where are we now? I put in one of these little silicone tray thingies. Can you see that? Yeah. Silicone implant thingies. So the old croutons are in there with baked beans. And I'm going to cook them, heat up the beans and cook the croutons a little bit more in there. And see how it goes. But yeah, the oil... Ooh, where are you? What are you doing down there? The oil, as far as I can see, has made no difference whatsoever to the croutons, at least. I would have thought if it's going to make a difference to crisping up anything, it would be breadcrumbs, but no discernible difference. So I think I'm just going to use the rest of that oil and then abandon the use of oil. Do give me any comments or any observations if you're familiar with using oil in air fryers. What's the charge now? 34%. So we've lost 10% of the bluetti, and we're about 2 or 3 minutes off finishing these croutons. So let's see where it stands at the end, charge wise. So it took about 16-17% of the charge from the bluetti. So the bluetti, you know, will do 4 or 5 meals in the kasuri air fryer. So the only issue really is keeping the bluetti charged up. I'm going to need at least 200 watts of solar panel on the roof of this vehicle. I think it'll be fine when I get the van, then I can have 400 watts or whatever. Can't fit 400 watts on here as far as I can make out, so I can trickle charge it if I get the 200 watt panel. I put the 100 watt panel on it today, and that gave me 7-8% or 7-8 watts going into the bluetti, which is just trickling in. Yeah, so yeah, I need to invest a bit in a solar panel and potentially a charger one as well. We shall see. Right, a quick interlude. I really hope you're enjoying my channel, and I get quite a lot of questions. How did you end up living in a car? How do you live in a car? And what are your plans going forward? Well, I've written a book on that subject, Breaking Free, by Cornish van dweller, funnily enough. You can find a link to where to purchase that in the description below this video, and where you'll also find links to my other books, such as this one, oddly enough, which is How to Write a Book on a Smartphone. And this book was actually written on my iPhone Mini 13 using voice to text dictation. And you'll also find this book, Bird Watching Around Ventnor. Link to that in the description below this video, and this one as well, Wildlife Watching Around Ventnor. I've written about 10 books, all of which are linked in the description below this video. Right, let's get back to watching my videos.